Welcome back to the basic SAP navigation course for students new to the S/4HANA system. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to identify various ways of accessing help within the SAP system. And finally, we'll take a look at how to recognize the use of the SAP library. But first, the business scenario. The SAP library is a comprehensive online documentation library. You have been instructed by your supervisor to familiarize yourself with this library. You especially need to know how to access the information quickly, as you are the lead for your team and must readily answer questions regarding SAP. Let's launch a transaction by double-clicking from the transaction listed in our Favorites folder. We've just launched the transaction to post incoming payments. Within SAP, the Search Help feature is a very important tool that allows you to select entries from a list of valid options. This option is available for all validated fields. In a validated field, you cannot just enter anything you want. Your entries must be validated against a list of possible entries for that field. Notice that some of the fields display a red asterisk. For example, the document date and type. The red asterisk indicates that these fields are required for this transaction. An entry must be made in a field with an asterisk, or you may not continue the transaction processing. Notice when clicking on a validated field that there is a Help View drop-down icon that appears. This icon indicates that this is a validated field, meaning that you can't just enter anything. You have to enter a valid value. You can access this drop-down function using the F4 key on your keyboard. This pop-up window shows all valid entries for the document type field. These are the only entries allowed in this field. We'll select DZ for customer payment. Double-click to select. Note how the system filled the type field with the option DZ we selected. Let's navigate to the account field within the bank data section. Here, instead of clicking on the search drop-down, let's use the F4 key from our keyboard. This search box opens up. It allows you to narrow your search for valid entries based on specific criteria. Note that there are multiple tabs in this search that allow you to search based on your known criteria. The default maximum number of returned values is 500. If you wish to display more than 500 matches, remove the value in this field. Let's execute this search by leaving all criteria blank to look for all entries in the database. Click Start Search. These are the results of our search. The list returned the maximum limit of 500 entries, but note there are more than 500 entries available. It is also possible to search within the results presented to you by clicking the Find icon. In this scenario, we are looking for a cash account, but I'm not sure of the name or the account number. But I can search these entries by looking for entries with cash. Click the Find to find the first entry in the list with cash in the description. The Find option found the first occurrence of my search text in the result set. I can look for more entries by clicking the Find Next icon. When you've found the desired entry, double-click to select. Notice how the field Account is now populated with our selected value. Great! You should now be familiar with the F4 input help. Let's take a look at other help options. If you ever need to know what a particular field means, you can call up the Help screen. Let's navigate back to the Type field. To launch the Help screen for a particular field, right-click and choose the Help function. You can also use the F1 key on your keyboard. This pop-up window gives you a definition of the field document type. The blue text is a hyperlink that will take you to additional help information for terms used in this definition. When ready, close the pop-up window. Let's take a look at the reference field. Pressing the F1 key on my keyboard launches the Help window. This is a good example of a complete definition within the Help window. When ready, click the Close to close the pop-up. Great! You now know how to call the Help screen for any field in the system. In addition to the help screens, you can also call up the SAP Help portal or the SAP library. This is the complete online documentation for the entire SAP system. Let's take a look. From the Help menu, choose the option for the SAP Help portal. A browser window will open, launching the help.sap.com website. This is the start screen for the SAP Help portal, and you can access all help documentation via the search options in this portal. As you get more comfortable with the SAP system, you might want to spend some time browsing these documents. Well done! In this lesson, we covered how to identify various ways of accessing SAP Help and how to recognize and use the SAP library.